Good evening, everybody. It's Susie Q96. I don't know if anybody will even be watching this. Friday night is everybody's night to live stream, but I have a few updates I need to make everybody aware of, and I'm just gonna sit here for a couple minutes and see if anybody even shows up. Uh, I am, yeah, I am trying to resolve all the trouble or from yesterday. Uh, Hi, successful slave. How you doing? Um, Physically, I'm okay. Uh, Mentally, not so much. Uh, I My mechanic has looked at the car and hi, Jesse. The first thing my mechanic said after looking at the car was, and I quote, "Do you have any enemies?" Hey, Jack. And what he meant by that was it has been determined that nothing in the suspension system of the car, which would have caused the wheel to fly off, nothing broke in the suspension of the car. What it has been determined is that whoever the last person who had that front wheel off for any reason, whoever that last person was, when they put it back on, they did not sufficiently tighten the lug nuts. Now, as you guys know, I have not been going anywhere or doing much of anything for the past 3, 4 weeks because I have been sick. So, what happened was because the person, and I know who it was, because they did not tighten the lug nuts properly over the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks. I really wasn't driving the car that much, so it really didn't, they really didn't work their way loose. But then I had to make a couple of long trips to doctor's offices, at which point those loose lug nuts began to get looser, get more loose and more loose. And so yesterday, when the sudden vibration started, what had happened was they had worked themselves loose enough that the tires started bouncing up and down and bouncing up and down, and it sheared off four of the five studs and sent the wheel and tire flying off across Interstate 81 and sent me going the other way. So we got to thinking about it because that should not, that should not have happened. There was nothing broken in the suspension. Um, and it has been ascertained that the last person who had the wheel and tire off of my car, and I even have a documented piece of paper showing that is the wheel they had off the car, was the local Virginia auto inspection station. When they inspected my car right before I got my tags on January the 22nd. So, as a result of them doing their quote safety inspection, they turned my car into an unsafe vehicle, and I'm very lucky I did not get killed. Um, Unfortunately, at the scene, we were not able to recover my wheel and tire because apparently they went down an embankment, so we could not get them back. Uh, so my mechanic did an estimate today of what it's going to take, um, and it's going to cost around $350 to replace the rotor, all of the wheel studs, the tire, and the wheel. And he's also going to have to check things like brake lines and stuff because, I was at that point, I was sliding across the grass and pavement with no tire on the car. So, but as it stands right now, I'm looking at around $350. And that is if he uses a used aftermarket steel wheel and not one of the nice aluminum wheels that actually belong on my car, and a cheap tire instead of the almost brand new Michelin that was part of the set that went wherever it went. We'll never get it back. So right now, well, obviously I don't have that kind of money right at this moment, so I'm going to figure out a way to raise that money. But um, yeah, it cost me $150 to get my car back to town. So I had to break into the money that Muscle Shell gave me to go visit my brother. And so I called my brother today and told him what was going on. And so uh, we're still trying to find a way to do it a little bit cheaper, actually trying to find the proper wheel that goes on the car. But I'll pick back up with that on Monday. Um, because I do have to have the car to get to my medical appointments. It's not an optional thing where I can just hop on a bus or something. I can't do, it doesn't work that way when you live in the Appalachian region of the Blue Ridge Mountains. That's just not how it works. So anyway, just when I thought I had finally got everything uh, uh, calmed down a little bit and said, okay, I got to find a way to raise this money and trying to get my head wrapped around all of this. I get a phone call from my sister who informs me there is a sheriff at her house trying to serve me with divorce papers. Now, I have been separated from my husband for right around a decade. But in that time, he has been in an assisted living facility. I have had his power of attorney and made sure that his bills got paid and that the assisted living got paid. And he got to live in a nice private room at the facility. Um, this is I knew this was coming. He got a new girlfriend and actually moved in with a lady in the assisted living facility. They didn't notify me or anything. They just let him move in with his girlfriend. Uh, so this is that $300 a month um, cut in my income that I've been talking about. So on top of the car wreck, I got served with divorce papers today by someone I've been married to for almost 25 years. Uh, I'm not heartbroken about getting divorced. I am heartbroken that he has done it in the way that he did. But uh anyway, so on top of my car wreck, I now have to, I got to raise the money for that. And now I've got to find an attorney to go through all of these papers that he sent me to try to come out of this thing without being plunged even further below the poverty level. So that is where I'm at. And to the answer to the question, am I ever going to catch a break? I hope so, because this is not fun. I am not liking this at all. Uh, hey, Armando. Hi, Ed. So, anyway, that's where I'm at. Um, I am going to try to do my show on Monday, whether I have a way to go to the car wash. And that's because I did not finish all the quarters that I had set aside for this past Monday. So we can we'll do those on Monday, assuming that I have not completely ripped all my hair out by then. Um, am I depressed? Yeah. Am I trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for all of this? You betcha. Um, am I a little bit bewildered as to why so many bad things are happening to me? Yes, I am. Uh, Tomorrow, I'm going to sit down and go through my coin collection and pick out some items to see if any of you guys are interested in buying from me so that I can raise the money to fix my car and pay the divorce attorney. So, I will tell you that one of my old friends that I grew up with did send some money today towards fixing the car. But I know this attorney thing on the other situation is probably going to get pricey. So I've got some. Uh, I've got some foreign silver, mostly German and Mexican. I have some proof sets. I have some silver rounds and some other stuff. And I'm going to just go through it tomorrow and pick out items that maybe some of you would be interested in owning so that I can pay for all this mess. I am, yes, I do have PayPal. Um, Mikey, my, I may have a couple, Armando. I'm not even sure what I have anymore. That's what I said. I need to sit down and go through my stuff and see what's in there. I do think I have a couple silver ones. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Mikey. Mikey knows all my commands for the bot to put things up there. So there's the PayPal. Uh, Mikey commanded Mr. Nightbot to put it up there. Um, uh, yeah, I got a lot of people praying for me, and of course I'm praying for me, and uh, actually, when I think on it, it is an absolute miracle that I wasn't killed when that happened last night, because it was 5 o'clock rush hour traffic on Interstate 81, and when the vibration started, I was on the inside lane, so I had to. Thank God, thank goodness for my racing skills, because I was looking. I started looking over, and I saw a space between two semis, and um, I shot. I did a whole shot through there and got off onto the side of the road. Uh, just as the tire flew off the car, it did not hit anybody, and nobody hit it. It just rolled down a ravine, and it wasn't able. We weren't able to get it. There was a Virginia State Patrol about 6 cars back from me, so uh, he actually told me that I did a stellar job of getting the car off the road. I do not know yet, Armando. No, I'm not going to sell it all as a lot. I'm not going to do that. Whatever I go through and pick out that I'm going to part with, um, I will be. I'm not doing it as a lot. It will be by individual pieces. I'm not just going to say, "Here, I got this," and you know, because I think I would have a better opportunity to bring in the money that I need to take care of these situations by putting the individual items up, and that because I have such a variety of items, uh, there may be some people that are only interested in the proof sets, and there may be some people that are only interested in the German coins, and there may be some people that are only interested in like the Mercury dimes and that sort of thing. So no, it will not be in one lot. Well, this was far worse and far more dangerous than popping a tire, Mikey. This was a couple hundred pounds of metal with a tire attached to it flying into oncoming traffic. Oh, there's my telephone guy. So yeah, this was like uh, a blown tire on steroids. When you look in your side mirror and you see the wheel of your car flying across traffic on the interstate, that's a whole, that'll put the fear of God in you. And you got to remember, I'm in the mountains. Had I not been able to keep control of the car, I'd have gone down the side of a mountain. That's where my tire and wheel are. They're down the side of a mountain somewhere. We'll never get those back. So I got to replace those and some other parts. But it was interesting to find out that there was nothing in the suspension that broke. So it was strictly had to do with the last person who put that tire back on my car, which happened to be the guy who took it off at the Virginia auto inspection thing. Um, I am probably not going to be able to email anybody. What I will do when I get ready to announce the auction is I will make a little video saying where and when and showing, these are the items that I'm going to have in it. So, what you really need to do is make sure your notifications are set to get all all the notifications from my channel. Um, I'm probably going to be doing this thing on Sunday. I'm not sure what time, but I've got to get the car fixed and I have to get back with the mechanic on Monday. So I'm going to have to probably sit down tomorrow, go through all the different things I have, make a little spreadsheet of what I'm going to let go. And I'm going to have to, of course, check my prices because I'm not giving stuff away. I mean, I'm not overcharging, but I'm not giving my things away. Just, I'm not. This is a line one of my friends used to use. This is ugly on my face, not stupid. So if people think they're going to come and they're going to get a silver round for $5 or something, that's not going to happen. I know a little bit more about coins than that. So, but anyway, between having that little accident yesterday isn't even my fault, and getting slapped with a divorce paper this morning, this has not been one of my better days. And yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to. I really want to thank everybody that sat there in the live chat with me last night while I was stranded on the side of the road for 4 hours because it was kind of getting scary out there at a certain point, and so that really helped me remain calm. Uh, my niece met me down at the shop, and we put I had groceries and all kinds of stuff in my car, so we put my groceries in her car and my detecting gear, and so they got me home, and then my sister came by today because uh, they took the divorce papers to serve on me out to her house, and I told the cop. He got on the phone. I said, just give them to my sister, she'll bring them over to me. So anyway, if I am not up to par here for a little while, there's a lot of stuff happening, and I'm doing my very best not to let it pull me down into the abyss. I do have to say, I was really kind of mad this morning that I got up and I was looking at that video that I made while I was sitting on the side of the road, and three people had given me a thumbs down on that. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of person is it that when somebody is in distress thinks that's a good time to put a thumbs down on a video? And three people unsubscribed from my channel, and all I got to say about that is bye. Don't need people like you. Or if you think that's funny or something, nope, it's not. So anyway, I'm just letting y'all know, keep an eye out on Sunday um, for a notification of a little fundraising auction that I'm going to try to do and raise some money to get my car fixed and at least make a down payment on the lawyer. Um, so, anyway, I'm still, and I was on my way home from the doctor when all that happened. So, I'm still not well, but I am mentally and physically exhausted, and so you're probably not going to see me in anybody's channels or anything um until you see the notification from me that I'm ready to do the little auction thing, and I'll try to make a video with a list of showing the things that will be available. It's going to take me a little bit to set it up because I have to look all those items up. I know what they were valued at 6 months ago, but the prices of like the price of silver has just radically changed, and the prices on a lot of those items have radically changed. So I'm gonna have to look them up so that I can expect to at least um, get what I have invested, and hopefully a little bit more. But I know I don't even know what I have anymore. Truthfully, I don't. I gave some stuff away. I sold some stuff, uh, and I just have to got to see what's there. But also got to make a decision about my metal detecting equipment. I don't even know what to do at this point. I just gotta. Uh, there was an old blues song called I can't remember the exact title of it, but the lyrics were I've been down so GD long, the ground looks like up to me. And that's kind of where I feel like right now. But anyway, I do plan on doing my show on Monday. Hopefully, I can get somebody to take me to the car wash. But if not, I still have some other coins we can play with. We'll have the variety hour, or we might even have the auction during that period of time. It depends on when I talk to the mechanic, um, where we're at on finding the parts for my car. My car is a little older and they don't make it anymore, so finding parts sometimes can be an issue. So I want everybody to go right now and find a wonderful show, somebody's channel that is on right now, and go and participate in their fun and be blessed. Uh, I am going to go to bed. I am mentally and physically exhausted from all this. So, but I'm okay. I don't want anybody to think that I was hurt in the accident, because I was not. I was very fortunate. I was not injured, other than my pride. um, Not necessarily pro metal detector. When you have a car that they only made for about 4 or 5 years, it gets a little touchy with the parts. I mean, some of the parts from my car are interchangeable with a regular Malibu, but some of them are not. you know. Uh, so The main thing we're having the problem with finding is the wheel. I mean, we found one that will fit, but it is not the proper wheel. It it just isn't. I really would like to put the right wheel on the car. I don't like the idea of it having three of the proper aluminum, nice, pretty aluminum wheels, and one black piece of crap looking steel wheel. Uh, so uh, I'm still hoping. I'm calling junkyards and stuff trying to find me a wheel. I really wish we could have found my wheel when it, you know, at the accident scene, but we couldn't. So we'll just I'm gonna keep looking for a couple of days before I resort to do. So uh, anyway, I'm gonna go take my medicine and go to sleep and try and start again fresh in the morning, and uh, break out my collection and lay it all out on the table and make a decision. What am I really attached to versus what do I like this, but in reality I can replace it at a later date. I got to go through it kind of that way. There are some parts of my collection that belonged to my friend Tommy, and I will not part with those. There are things in there that belong my mother collected. I will not part with those. So it's kind of a different way of sorting through to decide what I can let go. And I may also throw some non-coin things in the auction. I may throw some handcrafted jewelry in there and see if anybody is interested in that. Just whatever what I got to do to make things right. Um, Today is what, the 26th. My birthday is in 5 days. This is not one of my better birthdays. We'll just say that. What's approaching so far is not looking good. But we'll make it work. So I want you guys to all go find a great channel and go have some fun. I'm gonna sleep and I'll catch up with you uh, probably tomorrow night. I will be able to post something in regards to what I'm going to be putting in my auction, my my fundraiser, and when it will be. So everybody, please stay safe and do this. If you have work done on your car that involves having a wheel removed for whatever reason, and they take your wheel and tire off and then they put it back on, make them double check your lug nuts. Make sure they have put them on correctly and tightened them. I had a lady today. We were talking about what happened to me, and she said they had a set of tires put on at Walmart, and the guy forgot to tighten any of the lug nuts on all four of them. And when they went to roll it out of the bay at the Walmart, the tires fell off the car. So it happens, folks. All righty. That's enough of me blabbering. Y'all go find something to do. I don't know who all's on. I know Rob finds treasures on, and I'm sure there's some other folks. Uh, so, like I said, I will put a list up sometime tomorrow evening and a time for my fundraising auction, and we'll see if we can't get Unstable Mabel back on the road. Thank you guys so much for listening to me run off at the mouth. I'm happy I'm alive to do it. We'll see y'all later. Well, I hadn't even driven 100 miles since they had that off, just because I've been laying up in bed sick. Remember, I've been homesick for almost a month, so I had probably driven 15, 20 miles in the last month until I made that 130-mile trip yesterday to the specialist. And when that happened, that's when the problem showed its ugly face. So, thank you, Train, what you're done. Thank you, Pro Metal Detector, Jesse O, Archaeology Mikey. Who else was in here? My your support. I love y'all. Bye bye for tonight.